How's it going, everyone? Your boy Corey here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be more of an impromptu video, a little bit more, I guess you could say, candid, because this is something that literally just popped up on my YouTube Studio home page, and it reads, and I quote, YouTube's latest priorities. CEO Susan Wojcicki's letter to the YouTube community shares creator stories, company priorities, and how you can grow this year. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into something that I'm sure isn't going to be a train wreck. Letter from Susan, our 2022 priorities, posted January 25th, 2022. CEO Susan Wojcicki addresses YouTube's priorities for 2022, the state of the creator economy, innovation, supporting the work of creators, and protecting the YouTube community. The past few years have been a transition for all of us. We've adapted to changes in our lives we couldn't have imagined before the pandemic. Along the way, we've seen incredible growth in the YouTube community. Creators are coming to our platform to share their lives, to make a living, and to shape the world around us in meaningful ways. They're bringing us together to do good in the world. We saw the impact of these efforts last year when MrBeast and Mark Rober launched Team Seas to raise funds to remove 30 million pounds of trash from our oceans, beaches, and rivers. That right there is definitely worthy of praise for MrBeast and Mark Rober. Those two are absolute legends. At YouTube, we're focused on growing our platform in the year ahead. Today, I want to check in with an update on our key priorities, the state of the creator economy, innovation, supporting the work of creators, and protecting the YouTube community. Alright, we are barely 2 paragraphs through on this long-ass article, and I'm already feeling like I'm getting a massive headache. Maybe I'm succumbing to the stench of the word vomit that I had to read, but I'm not going to go any further into this article because what we did read gave us a good summary on what this is about here. Instead, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to actually be checking out a video that Susan herself made about these 2022 priorities, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe the Queen Bee herself will say something that's absolutely revolutionary. Maybe there is good out of what we are seeing and talking about here. Let's take a look. So this is her video, our 2022 priorities, Susan Wojcicki, and oh shit. Well, I can definitely understand why you guys were so hungry to disable public dislikes, but thanks to an add-on here, we can actually see through that little sheet that you were using to hide the dislikes from us, because, well, it seems like that this right here wasn't very, very well received, now was it? Okay, so face cam time. I had just finished watching this video, and oh my god, man. The majority of it just gave me an absolute headache. And right from the jump, I'm gonna say this. YouTube, 2017 called, and they're sick and tired of you. So feel free to join us in the year 2022 at any time. Like, this video did not address really any concerns or anything that was worthwhile when it came to YouTube in general. Like, they even tried to justify why they hid the dislikes, and it honestly was just a bunch of garbage excuses, you know? This right here allowed for not only bad actors and bad content to have another advantage in the YouTube ecosystem, but it was also another way to censor public feedback. Let's keep that 100% real here. And if the removal of dislikes was about trying to look out for the well-being and the mental health of the content creators that do get targeted when it comes to dislike campaigns, then why in the blue hell are they still showing up in the actual YouTube Studio dashboard when you go to see the videos and the likes versus dislikes, you know? Like, this implementation of the removal of dislikes is so freaking butchered. I am baffled. And you know what? At this stage of the game, there's a lot of shit these days that doesn't baffle me when it comes to YouTube. But this right here is still definitely one of those times that I'm still utterly baffled. Now, I want to emphasize this section right here beside me where they're talking about new features to improve the creator experience. And they don't mention at all about fixing their systems, fixing the copyright system, fixing the reporting system, fixing the appeal system, etc., etc. But they did mention that they were going to be hiring more people. So I'm honestly hoping that this right here will finally be the end of the era of them relying on bots to try and solve all of the problems, which really, let's be honest, none of the times that the bots got involved have solved any legitimate issues. It always had to have a person involved to actually look at the issue and determine A or B. You know what I mean? So I'm honestly really hoping that this right here carries over to a better direction here on YouTube with them hiring more people with the amount of money that they made off of our content, which, by the way, they spoke about in this video. They spoke about the amount of money that the site made. But let's see what the community has to say in response to this video. Tom's Music says, "We need a passionate person running YouTube, not a money-hungry freak." Kind of funny how I read that comment, and I just mentioned how they talked quite a bit about the amount of money that they made in YouTube. Wow. Alright, so let's see what else we got going on here. So Simon Gould, this one is an interesting comment. What is not in the video? More creators need agents to work with them. Companies are treated better than YouTubers, that's a fact, as well as celebrities. They push all of us organic YouTubers off to the wayside where we barely get anything unless you get hella lucky. And you can make a 5-second video if you're a celebrity and you mosey your way on YouTube, you know, fire up your phone and be all like, "Hey, I'm such and such, how you doing?" And then you get millions of views and you're probably on the trending page most likely. Whereas you got creators like myself or some other Joe Schmo that just wants to try and live out a dream where we have to pretty much bend over backwards just to get a little bit of respect and recognition. But anyways, I digress. Let's keep reading the comment. The data used to justify removing the feature, i.e. dislikes, disregards a lot of factors. Most users would find it obvious that there would be no impact in the views if the feature was removed. If you only look at the data, you will not notice when the data is being inaccurate. Interviews aren't enough. You should watch videos addressing this. Yes, you should. And look at this, we have ourselves a wall of comments. First from Memon saying, "Can't believe the CEO of YouTube is botting her own video, removing comments criticizing her, and blatantly lying to her community. Believe it, this is what YouTube has become now." And you know what? In all honesty, with the amount of years that has gone by, with the direction getting more and more dark and twisted when it comes to YouTube, it honestly doesn't surprise me that we have ourselves comments like this still being made, despite the video that Susan made declaring the 2022 priorities. Now, let's actually move on to Ilya Irgorov. I probably fucked up the pronunciation of that name. We need a new CEO. Yes, we do. I agree with you, friendo. Coyote1, I feel undermined, underwhelmed, underappreciated, and ridiculed as a user of this platform. Lambasting European laws is not acceptable. Why can't users choose what they want to watch without needing to be directed? That is true. I feel like that as viewers, we should be in complete control of what we want to watch rather than having shit shoved in our faces that we have absolutely no interest in. And that as well has been a problem on the site for quite a while now. Lil Moist comment actually kind of cracks me up. Wow, YouTube viewers aren't even interested in seeing the CEO's video. Ouch. Yeah. That right there stung, and I'm not even the CEO. But you know what? That right there also really damn accurate. Okay, so rather than turning this whole video into a complete dunk fest on their priorities of 2022, allow me to give you some serious recommendations on what should be prioritized. Number 1, fixing your systems. They're absolute fucking garbage. The copyright system, as an example, it is very flawed and can easily be abused by people that don't want to have videos up. And whether or not it revolves around fair use, or if the videos don't have any clear violations against them, these people can still have the ability to potentially take down your video because of a flawed system. It's happened before, and it's most likely going to happen again. Another example of a system that is flawed would be the appealing/disputing system. When you are hit with a takedown and you want to appeal that, well, you are very, very limited when it comes to what you can do to appeal it, because not only are you limited when it comes to the amount of characters in your dispute, but you also have to basically dox yourself as well. You got to give out your personal information to the person and or company that sent you that strike or the takedown to begin with. And the thing is, as well, is at the end, they still have the say as to whether or not what they did was valid. So, yeah, that definitely needs an overhaul like last year. Another word of advice when it comes to how you can improve the YouTube experience: listening to feedback. Listen to your YouTube community instead of being a ginormous human centipede having y'all's heads up each other's asses. Get a proctologist, by the way, that's not healthy. Actually listen to what your YouTube community has to say and what they have to bring forth when it comes to ideas or concerns, nevertheless. But you know something, without us, the creators, without us, the YouTube community, your site would be nothing. The third recommendation I have is actually kind of apropos that I say the word recommendation, would be to fine-tune your recommendations. Like, instead of recommending the same YouTube and celebrity giants that made their way to YouTube and to get all of the trending spots, to get all of the growth and the recognition, how about actually recommending people that are much smaller, that are up and coming, and give them a chance in the spotlight? Because I personally would love to discover new YouTubers and people that create content similar to mine, and hell, maybe even people that create different content that I might actually be interested in. And this doesn't just go for me, but this goes for every single person on YouTube, viewer and creator alike. So there you go, YouTube. I just gave you some advice and some pointers on how you can make YouTube better, not just for yourselves, but especially and more importantly, for the people that frequent your site and for the people that create content for your site. There you go. No excuse now. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really sure what else I can say here at this point when it comes to this subject. I mean, I guess we just gotta wait and see how it plays out. But don't hold your breath, though. I'm going to say that much. Do not hold your breath, otherwise you will pass out from oxygen deprivation. But let's keep an open mind. Let's remain cautiously optimistic. And let's see what YouTube really is going to be like in 2022. Is it going to be better than it was last year? Or is it going to continue the trend of somehow getting worse and worse and worse and worse? We'll just have to wait and see. I'm really hoping for a turnaround. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. And I would love to hear out your thoughts as well on what it is we discussed. Whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, it don't matter. I would love to hear you guys out, just as long as y'all keep it respectful with me and with each other. Let's have a conversation about this. Have yourself a damn good one, guys, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.